Thank you, Bonsai Betty. Well, May is Skin Cancer Awareness Month, and we welcome back in Dr. Kevin Dawson from the Queens Medical Center to tell us a little bit more about how to prevent skin cancer. Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Thank you for being with us.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Well, first off, let's talk a little bit about how to prevent damage in skin cancer. What's some of your recommendations?
Well, the best way to prevent skin cancer is obviously sun protection. So that includes not only sun protective clothing, hats, shirts, sunglasses, but also a good sunscreen.
And so what kind of recommendation do you give as far as the best SPF? I know some people think if they put SPF 5 or 10, that's good, and then some people, if they do the 55. Is there like a specific one that you'd recommend?
Well, if you're really going to be out in the sun, you should have a minimum SPF, which stands for sun protection factor, of 30. So an SPF 30 is a minimum for people that are really in the sun.
Okay, and also to apply it at least 30 minutes before you get out in the sun, or else you might sweat it off. Or
Right, and it's important to apply it 15 to 20 minutes before you're getting into the sun so that it has time to actually absorb into the skin. And reapplying is quite important as well. A so-called waterproof sunscreen really starts to wear off after about 40 minutes. So if you're in the water, it should be reapplied more often. If you're not in the water, it's important to reapply about every 2 hours, because a lot of the sun protection is actually broken down by the sunlight.
And so what happens when you get sunburnt? What happens to the skin?
Well, the ultraviolet rays will actually damage the DNA in the skin, and when you get sunburn, it's actually enough damage where some of the cells are starting to die, and that's where you get the redness, sometimes the blistering. And that triggers damage that can come back to get you later in life, which will, sometimes 20, 30 years later will turn into a skin cancer.
And you might not realize it, and then when you get older, you'll say, ah, shucks, I should have
Absolutely.
put on sunblock. All right, well, you guys have a couple of events coming up, and there's a screening if people are interested in getting information.
Yes, there are 2 skin cancer screenings that are coming up this month. One is on Wednesday at Queens Medical Center, at the Queens Cancer Center. That one is running from 9:30 to noon.
Okay, this Wednesday.
This Wednesday. There's also one coming up at the Farmers Market in Neil Blaisdell Center.
And that's 2 weeks after that?
It's in 2 weeks.
Okay.
That's coming up on Wednesday the 26th, and that's in the late afternoon, early evening.
Great. And if they need more information, contact the Queens Medical Center.
Yes.
And how do they go about screening? They just take a look at your skin, or?
Yeah, well, in the screening there, we actually use the cancer center, so there are examining rooms, and we do take a full look at the skin, and there are dermatologists, board-certified dermatologists that are volunteering their time to screen anybody who shows up there.
Excellent. Well, thank you, Dr. Dawson. Good to see you this morning.
Nice to see you.
And don't forget to wear your sunblock. All right, well, we have top headlines coming up straight away right here on Wake Up Today. Stay with us.